So Wendy Williams had an exclusive interview with ABC yesterday where she talked about her health, her well-being, but also her finances and her situation with her account at Wells Fargo. It is because of the conversation she had about Wells Fargo that led me to create this video. Check out the link below for the exclusive interview on ABC and stick around. You want to hear what I have to say. Hi there, everybody. I'm Dr. Macie Smith, the social gerontologist providing education, training, and caregiver coaching to help you and your families reach the next best level of care. So with Wendy Williams's exclusive interview on ABC yesterday, she talked about having access to her money, her account at Wells Fargo, because if you remember from previous reports, it was alleged that the bank had frozen her financial assets and would not allow her to pay her bills or retrieve any money. Well, I want to talk to you about that in terms of financial exploitation. As a court-appointed guardian and a guardian ad litem, the court typically calls me in whenever there's a situation of abuse, neglect, and exploitation. When it comes to money, that's considered financial abuse or financial exploitation. My cases cover vulnerable adults. So what is a vulnerable adult? That is an adult, someone over the age of 18 who is having difficulty or unable to make independent decisions due to age, medical condition or other infirmities, or organic brain damage. A vulnerable adult is also someone who is living, whether it be long-term or short-term, someone who's actually living in a residential care facility. It could be for short-term rehab. If they are a resident, again, short-term or long-term, of a residential care facility or a rehabilitation facility, they are considered a vulnerable adult. When we look at Wendy's situation, there may have been some concerns due to medical or health. So the bank actually does have a responsibility to protect vulnerable adults from financial exploitation, which, by the way, is the number one type of abuse that we see with family members. So according to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, which is the CFPB, in 2016, they released guidance to all of their financial institutions stating that they are responsible for reporting any acts of financial abuse or exploitation. If they feel, those at the bank, feel that a vulnerable adult is being taken advantage of, they are responsible for reporting it as financial exploitation or financial abuse. So what may have happened with Wells Fargo, they may have had concerns about whoever was managing Wendy's finances and made a report and froze her assets because they were concerned, and they are required to report allegations or suspicion of financial exploitation. So guys, listen, it is very important for you to have your paperwork and your affairs in order before you get sick or get injured. There are two documents I want to tell you about that's pretty easy to put in place before you need it. It's best to have these documents when you don't need them as opposed to needing them and don't have them. So the first document is the healthcare power of attorney. The healthcare power of attorney can actually be printed offline, but I do recommend you go to a reputable website such as your state's bar association. Download the healthcare power of attorney. This particular document only addresses health concerns. The person who's completing the document, they are designating a person to make a decision on their behalf in the event they're not able to make their own decisions. That's the healthcare power of attorney. There's also the durable power of attorney. That document typically handles the finances, but it also has health language in there as well. Now that document needs to be completed by an attorney. you definitely want to enlist an attorney to help you with these particular documents. Now, the healthcare power of attorney that you print offline, some states require it to be notarized, some states don't. I'm here in South Carolina, we don't require that form to be notarized. But those are two forms you want to have in place before you need them to be in place, if you get what I'm saying. And so because Wells Fargo had concerns about whomever was managing Wendy's money, because Wendy has not been adjudicated incompetent by a court of law, she still can make decisions. And so if the bank had concerns about her finances and who was managing the finances, yeah, they have a responsibility to, one, report it, and number two, secure those assets. But in the midst of them securing those assets, they are supposed to work with Wendy and whomever she has designated as the point of contact or decision maker to develop a reasonable, safe, secure plan. I am so happy that we heard Wendy's voice yesterday. She says that she is healthy cognitively, mentally, social, emotionally, physically, and she'll be back sooner than we think. For these tips and more, be sure to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so that way you know when I upload a new video. Until next time.